top-notch flavors with minimal efforts. This coffee cake recipe is exactly that. Okay, so we start with adding the dry ingredients to a bowl. That includes flour, almond flour. Yes, almond flour. A little add-ons like this is what makes your cakes or bakes stand out from others. If you want, you can skip this and use regular flour instead. And in goes brown sugar and a little salt. Mix, and to this add chilled butter. I am using unsalted butter here. If you use salted one, skip the salt in this recipe. Make sure that you are using chilled butter and then cube it down so that it is easier to incorporate with the flour. This method is known as reverse creaming, a technique that I have explained in much details in our tart recipe video, linking it in the description box below if you would like to learn. Finally, add some pecans for that additional crunch. Set this aside for now and let's start with the cake batter. To the lukewarm milk, add vinegar, mix and set aside until the milk curdles for about 5 minutes, and it will also thicken a bit. This is your homemade buttermilk. In a separate bowl, empty the contents of the cake mix, and since this is an eggless version that we are making today, we would also need an additional quarter cup of flour. Wondering why? Then check out our video on cake mix without eggs for the scientific reason behind that. Anywho, if you don't mind using eggs, then you can skip this additional flour. To a large mixing bowl, whisk the yogurt, and whisking continuously add the oil. Now yogurt is the egg substitute here. Like I said before, if you would like to use eggs, you can use 2 eggs here in place of the yogurt. Finally, stir in the vanilla until fully incorporated. Now to form the cake batter, alternate between adding the dry mix and the buttermilk, starting and ending with the dry. Gently fold until the batter is smooth. Pour the prepared batter into the greased and lined baking pan. Spread it out evenly. Sprinkle the prepared streusel topping evenly on top of the cake batter. So bake this cake in a preheated oven of 180 degrees Celsius for about 40 to 50 minutes until a skewer inserted in the center comes out clean. If you find that the top of the cake is getting too brown but the center is not fully cooked, then you can cover the cake loosely with an aluminium foil for the last 10 minutes of baking. Now the mistake that I did here was not to line the pan with parchment paper in a way that it was hanging from the sides. That way it would have been easier for us to unmold the cake once baked. I struggled a bit while unmolding and learned it the hard way, and hence sharing my mistake with you all so that you don't have to go through it. Also, in the very last minute, I decided to add some lemon glaze on top, which turned out to be the best decision ever. The tanginess from the lemon balanced the sweetness of the cake, and in combination with that crunchy streusel, this cake turned out to be so good. By the way, the cream cheese glaze would also have been such a great addition to this cake, the recipe for which can be found from the description box below. That's it for this one. I'll see you soon in my next one. Until then, this is Sushma signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.